So, for our final piece, we're going to have our guide here on the bottom, and you're going to get a nice fresh sheet of paper, and we need to take care of this one. So don't have it all scrunched and crinkly, because this is our final artwork that will be displayed in the art exhibition. So, as we can see, make sure your lines are drawn extremely hard. You can even go over in Texta so that it helps you. And we're going to use colours to tonally colour in, as we did in the previous exercise, each single square in our shadowed drawing. So what you need to do first, you need to pick two different colours. So, as my base colours, I've picked a green for the background to show the habitat that the animal lives in, so the panther in the rainforest. And I've picked a dark blue. This colour is for the panther, and this is referring to its personality. So you need to pick a colour that refers your personality of the animal. For example, for a tiger, you could be red, because we know it's the anger that a tiger has, or the aggression, sorry. But I'm picking dark blue because panthers are mysterious. So that's my idea behind it. So, with my green, I want to pick another shade of green as well that I will use. So I've got a light green and a dark green. For my blue, you could either pick a lighter shade of blue, but I've gone a shade darker and I'm going with a black. So I've got a dark blue and a black. So for example, if you picked a red, you would go with an orange, or a yellow, you would also go with an orange. Or if you picked a pink, you would go with a purple. So, let's begin the colouring process. So, as we remember our tonal value bar, we're going to use tone number 2, and what we're going to do first, so we know which each box, we know which colours we're going to align to each piece of our shadowed drawing, we're simply going to colour in the direction that you have put. Make sure you're colouring in that direction. And we're simply going to fill in the box with a tonal value 2, okay? So we're going to do that with all our colours. So for me, I'm going to make the top half the darkest colour for my background, so the dark green, and then the bottom half the light green, and then I'm going to do the same with the panther. The top half is going to be black and the bottom half will be dark blue. So here we go. So there we have it. I've put in the base layer of my final drawing. So the next step is to actually start our tonal blending. So, square by square, using our guide, following the direction. So for example, let's do this box here. The bottom tone I've put down is tonal value number 2. Now I'm going to start with tonal value number 7. So as we know, going from darkest to lightest, because my arrow is pointing this way. So in this section, I'm going from darkest to lightest. So I'm going to start the furthest left point, and I'm going to begin with my darkest tone. So this time we are not rushing through this. You are taking your time and getting this as neat and precise as possible. So why we're not doing it inside the lines, because we get a much smoother final outcome without having the sharp jagged lines in the actual drawing. So lines going in the direction that my arrow is pointing. Then the next step, I'm going to use tonal value number 5. So I'm going to step 2 down. As we know, I'm trying to make sure there's not a stark from value 7 to value 5. I want to make sure it's nicely and smoothly blended. So then we're going to move down to value number 3. And that should blend nicely into my background value. So, as we can see, I've completed my first piece of my shadowed drawing. I'm going to go around and I'm only using the dark green first, no other colours. So we're going to do it colour by colour. So there we can see I've coloured my green section. I've really taken the time to blend the colours, so going from 7 to 5 to 3 to 2 on my value scale. I'm going to go through and do the rest of the drawing now, colour by colour. So my light green, my black and my dark blue. And then I will reveal my finished product. So all I've simply done is followed my guide beneath. So I've been tracing over where the lines intersect and following the arrows for the direction I am blending. So you have 3 classes to do this, so you must take your time so you can get a really lovely final outcome. So here we have it, our final shattered value drawing, which shows our tonal blending skills and our use of tonal colours. So we have this beautiful expressive piece that captures our panther in a whole new way.